There we go.
There we
Hi,
go.
everybody. Hi.
Hi. How are you? Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much. This is really interesting. I've just listened into the last talk and it was really, really good. Yeah. Glad
No,
to be here.
no. Thank you for being with us. And in this digital world, it's a little bit different because you don't have that like interaction with the audience. But we've
Indeed.
obviously got all the audience in the chat, and we've got the question and answer section. So yeah, but very happy to have you here with us. Glad you're doing
Okay.
well.
Thank you. Thank
No
you. Nice
worries.
to meet you.
But yeah, I will let everyone throw their questions into the chat and the Q&A, and I'll be joining you after, but I'll be right here if you need me, just hiding
Yeah.
in the background watching you talk.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
No worries.
Okay. So hi everybody, my name is Danny. I work for Mediatel. Mediatel is a company that's been around for almost 30 years now. We are essentially a telecoms company, so our specialty is anything phone related, phone payments related. We are based in London. Our head offices are in London, but we also have offices in Hong Kong, in Delhi, in Spain, and in Kiev. We essentially focus on providing alternative phone billing solutions. We've been doing this for a very long time. I've been with the company for almost 10 years now. Our phone payment solutions are I've got a slide for you in a second. Our payment solution are all anything consumers can opt in with a phone, which are essentially anonymous, alternative, and very easy for anybody around the globe to use. Users in Africa or Asia or any country in the world only need to have a mobile phone in order to sign up and subscribe to a service or to opt in for a voting, to use a chat, etc. They don't need any credit card details. They don't need any debit card details. They don't need to give away any personal information. All they need to be able to do is either send an SMS or make a phone call. I have a little slide prepared for you. Let me see if I can do this. 1 second. Okay, so essentially, alternative billing solutions. I think it is something that is very commonly used in any market, any virtual games, any virtual content, essentially, especially in countries where credit card and debit cards are not as common, where users often only have a mobile phone to opt in, to subscribe to something, to utilize a service. So we have come up with a range of services that we've developed over the years, and I just want to take you through it. The first question is to why alternative billing methods? The main thing is to convert more users. I come from a country, Germany, where 10 years ago, we didn't have conventional credit cards. In Germany, our debit cards are not tied to Visa or MasterCard like we know it. We have no long number on our cards. We have no CVV. We have no expiration date. So if a German user comes to any website and wants to pay, and it doesn't have a Master or Visa card, he's usually not able to. So we provide solutions to convert those users as well, because alternatively, if you're in the German market and you want to convert traffic in the German market 10 years ago, you would have needed an alternative solution because not a lot of people had Visa or MasterCards that are actual credit cards that they could pay with. Everybody in Germany is used to paying with direct debit, etc., which is very common. And if you offer that solution on your service, then great, you will convert a lot of users. If you don't have an alternative option, you convert maybe only 30%, but that was 10 years ago. Anyway, there's still a lot of countries in the world today that don't necessarily offer credit cards or people have access to them. So the easiest way to convert more users is to give as many billing options as possible so they can choose the one that they have and pay for your service. We have seen the biggest growth in countries in South America, Middle America, Asia and Africa. The MENA region are our biggest markets. It is simply because everybody has a cell phone, everybody is able to send and text a message. It is really quick, it is very uncomplicated. Users can opt in in or make a call. They don't need to worry about high charges. They don't need to worry about disclosing the personal information on a website or on an app, especially if it is to enter the personal details, the address, the phone numbers, etc. None of that is necessary with our billing methods. Let me take you through them bit by bit. Which solutions are available? One of the most commonly known is probably Premium SMS. Premium SMS has always been around, and I'm sure you've seen this when you watch TV and there is something, a show like The Voice, etc., that says, oh, please text now to vote for your favorite. Who do you want to vote for? Text ABC to 12345. That's what Premium SMS is. It's all the user has to do. He needs to text a short code, a keyword to a short code that will be tied to our client service and tie the transaction to him. So it's a very quick and easy way. There is Premium SMS available in a lot of different countries, including the UK. It's been really big in the UK. It's mainly used in offline advertising in this day and age. So if you're advertising via TV, or you're advertising in print, or you're advertising via radio, or having competitions, voting, etc., then usually Premium SMS is the way to go. The second option is carrier billing, which is similar to Premium SMS, but is more widely used for any online services. So anybody who's on a service website who wants to subscribe or wants to opt in for a service can simply use carrier billing. All it does is they click on the same pay by SMS or pay by direct carrier billing. They fill in the phone number in most cases, which triggers the transaction. We send an SMS to their phone. They confirm it, and that's it. And we bill them. It's very uncomplicated. It goes very quickly to process. Upon successful, the customer will get charged to his phone bill, and upon successful billing, he'll get granted access to the content. So this can be used for, just like Premium SMS, it can be used for one-off transactions. You can also build subscriptions. You can even build trials. If you want a consumer to try your service for a day or two, you can set up a trial function with a rebill that says, okay, for the first 24 hours, all you pay is, say, $1.99. After the first 24 hours, we'll charge you $5.99 per week or $10.99 per week. It entirely depends. What I want to say here is that this is available in a range of countries globally. The tariffs that can be billed are different in each country. The regulations are different in each country. SMS, when it comes to any kind of phone billing, is usually regulated by the local body. In the UK, this is the PSA. They're different in each country. We have all the information, so we will of course support you in getting everything signed up, everything ready, etc. The last SMS solution that we have, I'll then come to the others. The last SMS solution that we have is International Standard SMS. And that really is even easier in the flow. It is slightly different in as it cannot bill premium rates, while for Premium SMS and carrier billing, you can charge quite high values, but all the clients need to come out of the country that you're promoting. So if you have Premium SMS in the UK, only UK consumers can use it. If you have Premium SMS or carrier billing in Germany, then only German consumers can use it. So this is unlike credit card. In credit card, you set it up and all the countries that connect to Visa and MasterCard will be able to sign up your users. For Premium SMS and carrier billing, it's limited to each country that you want to set the service up in, and only consumers from that country can then use that payment mechanism. Often we can enable an easy integration that lets you add on different countries. International SMS. International SMS is really interesting. It is quite perfect for any country where you want to start monetizing your traffic or SMS traffic, because the consumer essentially only gets charged at the rate of an international SMS. All he does is sends an SMS to our numbers. We have many different terminations, many different ranges for countries, SMS ranges for countries that the user can text into. They're essentially virtual mobile numbers. So user can text into a UK mobile number, and when his SMS arrives, we'll do a post back to our client, and he processes the consumer as paid. He says, okay, this is it. There is no opt-in, it can't do subscriptions, there are no premium tariffs, but it is an amazing way to subscribe or to monetize any kind of traffic from Asian countries, African countries, South America, Middle America, the MENA region, etc. Because all the consumer has to do is send an SMS, a normal SMS. It'll only cost him the cost of an international SMS that he's charged by his phone company. And this is it. It is a really great way to opt consumers in for voting, for competitions, for any kind of virtual content, really, that is not necessarily premium content. If you have any premium content and you need to charge a certain value to the end user in order to make money out of this, then international SMS is not necessarily the best solution for it, but it's a great way if you have any kind of virtual content that requires only a quick opt-in. It's really good. Okay, let me just go on. Okay, now we come to the other solution. So phone pay per minute, for instance, are ideal for any kind of services that require the user to be charged for every minute. This could be for e-wallets, for instance, or top-ups of credits that then can be used to spend on a game. Virtual credits, e-wallet top-ups, yes, I've said that already. The consumer essentially will dial a premium rate phone number. In the UK, this would be an 090 number that the user will be charged, say, £1.50 per minute for. We will keep the user on the line for as long as you need in order to charge the amount. Say you want to charge him £10, then we will keep him on the line to achieve the £10. And after that, the user will be told to hang up. He's now fully paid, and then he'll be taken through to the content. Pay per minute, pay per call, pay per call, I think it says it all. It is a call that is charged at a certain rate. The call has a certain duration. It doesn't carry on and on and on. It may only last for a minute or 2 minutes, and then the consumer has topped up and can be sent on their way to consume their credits on your website, on your service. Pay per minute and pay per call are just like premium SMS and direct carrier billing that are only available domestically. So you can have a premium pay per minute number in the UK, and you can only have users calling from the UK. So we usually then look at how can we help you convert your users in a certain country? Which countries are keen for you? Where do you want to convert more users? Where do you need to convert more users? We then look at all of the different options that we have in these countries, and we'll give you the best possible solution that you could be trying. They are essentially pay per minute. For instance, in the UK, it's used for all kinds of psychic services, etc. There are different tariffs available. We can charge a consumer 50p per minute. We can charge a user £1.50 per minute, up to £3.60 per minute in the UK. We have pay per minute and pay per call for a lot of different countries available. Happy to talk some more about that later, or to share. Anybody who contacts me, I can also share a coverage list or something, so you can get a better idea of what we can provide. And a final solution we can offer from our side is not a phone payment, actually. It's a bank payment for the Indian market. India has a lot of different payment solutions at the moment. None of them are phone payment solutions. But in India, people pay for everything via different bank methods. And we have found a partner who is able to monetize users in India essentially through different bank payment solutions that are very easy, that users in India are already very familiar with, that they're using to this day, so they can simply choose which method is the most convenient for them. And then in no time, you have them signed up and they can start using your service. That's essentially our products in a nutshell. Obviously, there's a lot more information on alternative solutions, but it's, as I've said in the beginning, it's really a great way to monetize more users, especially in countries where you're struggling to get enough paying customers, which may be down to simply to the fact that they don't have credit cards, or that they're not, or maybe not willing to enter the personal details or credit card details. They may want an easier, securer solution, something easier for them to process. For phone payments as well, it's so uncomplicated. It is so quick for anybody to just use it. If you look at most of the content these days is consumed on a mobile phone. I think I've read a study somewhere that said 75% of all content in this day and age is consumed on mobile phones. No longer people sit on their laptops or on their computers. It is more and more their handheld devices. So then obviously having an option where they don't, on a much smaller screen than on a laptop, where they don't need to enter in all their credit card details, their address details. I know a lot of it is pre-filled this day and age, but where they may only need to send an SMS or need to make a phone call from a device that they're already holding in their hands, much simpler, converts incredibly well. So that is something that's really interesting for anybody who wants to get and monetize and convert more users in a range of countries. You will not find in the US and Canadian markets, in Western European and Germany is different, but in the UK, for instance, a lot of people have Visa and MasterCards, etc. A lot of people are happy to pay on a Visa and MasterCards. They're tied to the App Store. It's quite simple in this day and age, but we have still a lot of countries out there where it's not as easy, and users are relying on alternative solutions being available. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Sorry, just a second. So this is essentially, yeah, that was my little presentation. Sorry, this is my first time. I just wanted to thank you. I hope it's given everybody a little bit of information. There's obviously a lot more in this when it comes to alternative payments, but this is just an idea for you of what Mediatel can do to help you convert more users.
Hi, well, thank you, Danny. Thank you for that talk.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Yes, and I know that for a lot of people, you know, I think you know as well as we do, because at least I've been banging on about it. We've got the Discord as well. So if people are too shy to leave questions into the Q&A, then we've got the Discord where you can continue the chat, go and check everything out. So I'm sure there'll be some people in there who will want to find out more and everything else like that. But it's really interesting. I think for me, I always know back from years ago when I worked with publishing that for countries and regions such as Brazil and India, having alternate payment methods was obviously one of the only ways to sort of break into those sorts of regions. So yeah, I think it is a really interesting thing for developers to explore alternate payment options.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are scared of big integration, complex procedures, etc. Obviously, this is the same with every billing company. It doesn't matter if you set up a merchant account with a credit card company or anybody else. There is obviously always an element of a process to it. But I can honestly say, for instance, our international SMS, it is super quick, it is super easy, there is no approval time, etc. So we have some solutions that can be very quickly set up, and it's not a massive integration. It always sounds, oh, this is going to be a big job. It's a little bit scary because I need to set up individual countries. But it's not necessarily the case. It entirely depends on the country itself and what needs to be done. It's definitely a great way to monetize if needed.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. And like I say, you know, I'm sure that some people will have some things to ask. Oh, we've actually got some questions, so we'll fit one in quickly before time. But yeah, so So the first question we've got in here is, when working with different locales, what is the best way to use your solution during the design phase? Is it necessary to design for each locale?
It depends. For most of the billing methods, when it comes to, for instance, carrier billing or something, it's usually just a button that is entered on the payment page that needs to be added to the payment page that says pay by phone, and then we do the transaction. All of that, we take care of it, so that our client does not need to build anything around aside from offering it on their payment page. We will do everything else. So it could be in English-speaking countries, it could simply say pay by phone, and then we get the user, we pick up the user, we do the transaction, we hand them back. For some countries, yes, it would need to be where you display a phone number that's only available in that country. Say in the UK, you would only market to your UK consumers. You would need to display a UK phone number with the UK terms and conditions. So yes, then that payment button or that advertising material will need to be designed for each different country that you would be using us in.
Yeah, and I suppose we'll fit in one other question before we move on, but and take the chat to the Discord. Is someone has asked, and I suppose, yeah, there's two questions that sort of approach the similar sort of topic, so we'll sort of combine them into one. But someone asked, which market or region do you think is the most promising for developers based on your data? And at the same time, someone's asking about India in particular being considered a sleeping giant. And, do you see this as a time when these sorts of giants wake up? So, yeah, I mean, basically, what sort of regions seem to be the most promising for this sort of monetization?
My personally from experience is African countries. We're looking at the Northern African countries. We're looking at South Africa as well. A lot of the Asian territories, the Philippines, Indonesia, but also South America, essentially often places in the world where people literally only have a mobile phone and they have no other way to subscribe or to opt in for something. But yeah, Africa is a huge region. I think India has a lot of potential. India is very restricted when it comes to billing solutions and the gaming, gambling sector, etc. I think there is a lot of potential with India. But yeah, it's been always really difficult to find a solution that's actually workable there, that gets approved, that allows consumers to actually utilize and opt in for gaming or gambling service, etc.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, and one other one that I want to ask, because I think it's particularly interesting from Chris, is there a minimum size of company expected, company size or expected revenue to look into these solutions? Like, basically, I think, what he's getting at in the second part of the question is this also a viable option for independent developers and small developers?
Absolutely. We have obviously some solutions may cost a setup fee or something that we have no influence on, where however, we will always work with anybody. For instance, in the UK, we offer free setup, no monthly fees. So no matter how small the company, we can look at this, or we can recommend maybe a different solution that we can offer, that any company can just use and try out and test to see how it works for them, if they can monetize it. Yes, absolutely. We don't have any requirements on how big a company needs to be or how much traffic it needs to bring us. We're happy to look and speak to anybody who's interested in this and to want some advice on how they could potentially be monetizing their consumers. And all I need to know is which countries you guys are looking for, and just let us know, saying this is my product, this is the country I need to convert better. What can you offer me? So if anybody has any kind of wants to get an idea or pick my brain, just come and talk to me. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me anywhere. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be around this week at the show as much as I can as well. So come and speak to me and just tell me what country you want to convert, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. And I think that's a great time to say that, we've obviously got the Discord and the Meet to Match and everything else like that.
Course,
so
absolutely.
Everyone can follow up with you there.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you everybody for listening. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.